Now, I don't know very much about bands. I know a little bit about rubber bands. But in my day, you know, it was Glenn Miller and it ended at Oasis. Now, what's the name of your band?
The band was called Avenge Thee.
A sort of combination between heavy metal and Middle English.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, what was that?
It's the devil horn sign.
Good for you. How much are you suing Niall for?
Okay. We're suing him for the court maximum of 5,000, Judge.
Has this been a disappointment to you, Steve?
Not a disappointment, Judge. I just feel like that we've been let down. We've been promised the world and given nothing, and I think, in my opinion, I think we've been misled.
Sir, this is expensive learning. You may be a bit older than the average boy band, but there are hundreds out there that enter into dreadful contracts, and he's not the worst by any stretch. Do you understand?
Yes, Judge.
It's a difficult, tricky business. There are more sharks in the music business than the entirety of the Pacific Ocean, gentlemen. I know how cross... You tell me how cross you are. Tell Niall how cross you are.
We was led to believe. We asked you week in, week out, communication. We wanted to know. It didn't have to come to this. If you had all this, why didn't you send it to us earlier when it should have been done in the 18th of January, allowing a few bank holidays? We offered you opportunity. I offered you a message not 3 weeks ago to meet with you, sit down like business. Regard the outcome, it's closure I want. That I can't lie with. That's black and white. It's the closure we wanted, and we wanted the right answers from you. We never got that. We was lit down by you, personally. Lit down drastically.
Can I also add as well? You told us in the contract and in messages that 45 days after the month of sale we will get this information. Then you changed the goalpost and you said it was between 50 and 100 days.
No, I didn't.
Then you changed it and said it was up to 12 months.
If you would have downloaded that document there and sent that to us, said, look, fellas, you had a good go.
It's talking about the downloads.
Yeah, sorry.
If you would have come to us like we agreed...
You sent them 2 days after you received them, correct?
Yes.
Understood. What's this done to you, Barry?
Very hurtful.
How
It's made me think twice about doing anything again. We didn't expect, like Niall said, and like you can't force people to buy the song.
Understood. What genre would you describe this? You know, I'm a big fan of grime artists, you know.
Well... What sort of grime artists, you know?
Lady Leisure, Shiesty. I think they're female... I think they are the female poetesses of their day.
Boom. Boom to that.
Boom to that.
Yeah.
Point is this. This was what sort of genre?
It's leading with electro, with other... to make it our own sort of style.
Just what comes under a category called EDM, electronic dance music.
Electronic dance music.
Yeah.
Now, let's have a listen.
Get up, crack of dawn, alarm clock rings, I stretch and yawn. Bag is Tim's, time for juggling. I find my phone and make some calls and keys ignition, plug. I need to make some cash, got a family, son. I'm cooking up the flavor, do you want some? Do you want some? Come and get some. Who's got the keys to the Jeep? Who's got the keys to the Jeep? Who's got the keys to the Jeep? Who's got the keys to the Jeep?
Did you like that?
Well, it's very catchy, sir.
Yes.
But then so is influenza. Who keeps getting some in that?
Sorry?
People keep getting some.
Yeah.
What's some? What do you mean getting some? And why couldn't they find the keys to the Jeep?
Don't know.
Do you have the bells with you by any chance?
I do, sir.
You know when you ask a question and you don't expect that answer? Let's pause for a second. Have you learnt how to play them?
Briefly, because I've got an embargo, remember? I'm not officially...
You don't have an injunction!
He's even bought a bag for his bells now. Judge, he never had the bag that... Sorry.
Yes, of course. Let's get your bells in order.
I'm ready to go, Judge.
I don't care, but there you are. Go on. the musical equivalent of a hate crime? What's your name, sir? Is it Simeon?
Yeah, Simeon. Oh, you said it right. Yeah.
Yes, it'd be one of the happier consequences of being able to read, Simeon.
Well, a lot of people say it wrong. Like they'll say Simone or Simon or like. Yeah.
But it's spelt Simeon.
Yeah.
I know exactly how you feel. Constantly, people are calling me Judge Rinder.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it your real name or like? Or...
Well, actually, I have to say, what, do you think I perhaps made it up, Simeon? What, sort of like a DJ name?
Maybe.
Well, in your case, that would be what you do. You also have another name, don't you?
Yeah, yeah.
What do you go as?
I go by the name of Youngen's Fusion.
You thought perhaps that I invented the name Rinder?
Possibly. I just thought like it might be like your other name, maybe.
My other name?
Yeah.
And what out of interest did you intuitively suspect that my real name might be?
Because then, like, outside of work, people might go, oh, are you Judge Rinder? And then you could say, no, I'm maybe Barry. Don't get why I'm laughing. I'm just using Barry as an example, though. I don't mean your real name's Barry, I just mean, like, as an example.
Well, Simeon, I haven't tried it, but I shall have a go.
Yeah.
Moving forward, I shall, if anybody asks, I'll say, no, I am not Judge Rinder, I'm Barry, and that's Susan. When I ask you the question, how did you envisage twerknology? What did you imagine in your mind a video would look like of twerknology, or who would be listening to it? What would your answer be to that question?
I was going to turn a serious subject like that, which was trending at the time, to make it more funny.
What did you envisage the video would look like?
Comical and set in a classroom type of setting, and try and teach them how to twerk, just as
Yes, so the difficulty with that in a school is it's probably a criminal offence.
Yes, exactly.
Imagine that.
And that was the selling point, which at the end of the video, I had an idea of actually getting some policemen to actually come and arrest me. Was supposed to sell the point. Sell the funny side of it.
Now, what you're saying is in 2005, you lent him an amount of money.
Yes, I did.
You loved his music then?
Yes,
And I think I've got an example in 2005 of some of his music.
Yeah.
Let's have a listen.
To see my people get rough.
Quite like this. Well, OK. Well, actually, no, I like this. Is this you singing?
Yes, sir.
This is you singing now? This is good.
It's true.
Thank you. Mehdi, I have to tell you, I've dealt with a lot of cases with a musician as a defendant. That's the first piece of music I've ever heard of which I've actually enjoyed.
Yes, sir.
In fact, I might take it as my theme tune for some people. When they stand there, I'm going to play your song.
Yeah.
When they tell me they've got no money, when they tell me they can't respond to debt, I'm going to say, I had Mehdi in here, let me play you a song. Goes like this. It's art. It's art. It's art. That is really good.
Yes, sir.
You have to understand, I've got a lot of amateurs standing over
So you
there.
can see why.
I do, madam, and that's why it's changed the nature of this case. Because I get a lot of amateurs standing there, tell me that they've got the biggest future in the world. Yeah. They're standing there, they look at me, and they say, the thing is, I'm the next Mariah Carey, and I say, Mehdi, no chance. Do you understand? Whereas in Mehdi's case, it's quite clear to me that there's real talent. Don't be stupid. Stay and watch the best Judge Rinder moments. And I'm talking. Understood? Don't be a moron. Subscribe to Judge Rinder YouTube channel. Right now. That's an order.